Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Play EWR. It is July 11th, and we have 2 weeks till Battlegrounds. So, one Raw and one SmackDown each, and then we will have the first pay-per-view of the new era. Wait. Yes, Monday. That means it's time to book Raw. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Okay, we start right off with a promo by our champion, Roman Reigns. He is standing back there, or he's standing up in the middle of the ring. Everybody's boo, boo. Now the boos are freely flowing. Now that he's fully healed, they're not being held back. And he's saying, Seth Rollins keeps attacking me. He wants a piece of me. Well, he wants a title shot. He's got one. But I will destroy him. I will turn him inside out. Suffer and succotash. Maybe not that last part. But it's all good. Hyping up their upcoming match. Alright, so now we have a debuting worker. Longtime TNA wrestler Eric Young appears, and he has a big match versus the Big Show. Goes on for a while, but Eric Young wins. Big Show tries to offer him a handshake to be like, hey, welcome to WWE, buddy. But in a act of disrespect, Eric Young just turns away and walks off. No handshake for you, Big Show. Poor guy. All right. Next up, we have Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. That's right, the Wyatt family. At least 2 members of them are appearing tonight because Bray is all healed up from everything that went wrong, and so is Luke Harper. I forget who's injured these days. There's so many injuries. But the Wyatt family is back together, and they take on the Usos. They have a nice, pretty long tag match, which is very good. Look at this match quality, 88%. And in the end, the Wyatts win, and they just decimate the Usos. They just absolutely destroy the Samoan twins. Man, what a rough day it is to be a Samoan. Alright, so, next up, the Wyatt family cut a promo, doing their spooky thing, you know, with all the lights and all that, saying, we're back, we're still here, we're still strong, and we are going to destroy anyone and everyone who tries to get in our way. Alright, so next up, Dean Ambrose goes backstage and finds Stephanie McMahon. And he's like, hey, Steph, you remember a few months ago when I had you on the Ambrose Asylum, and you canceled my show? Well, I was kind of wondering. Let's not say it like that. He's Dean Ambrose. He has a lot more charisma. But he's like, I'm wondering if the Ambrose Asylum can be restated. I mean, after all, you know, it's a new era. Maybe, you know, we need a new show. And Steph's like, I'll tell you what, Dean. You can have the Ambrose Asylum back if you can beat Baron Corbin right now. And Dean's like, well, alright, let's get to the fighting. That's what I'm here for, after all, fighting, you know. And this was a really hot segment, 92%, holy crap. Steph's really getting over as a GM. Alright, so the match happens. And it's a good match, very hard-hitting, but Baron Corbin, being the monster that he is, ends up defeating Dean Ambrose. Although he is not a clean guy. He does some shenanigans to defeat Dean Ambrose, whamming him up into the exposed turnbuckle according to the match notes, and that's perfectly acceptable. I mean, well, not acceptable, but it's what happened. And they keep fighting, but the fact is, Dean Ambrose did not win. He does not get to reinstate the Ambrose Asylum. All right. And as they're fighting backstage, and Dean finally gets away from Baron Corbin, he's limping away, and then suddenly, wham! Out of nowhere, Miz attacks him with a chair, and is like, "That's what you get, Dean. That's what you get for messing up my show last week." And he just hits him a few more times with the chair for good measure, throws the chair away, and Miz walks off, presumably to get like his body waxed or something. I don't know. Alright, so that went really well. The Miz gained some overness. That's always good. Okay, now it's time for what used to be called Divas action, but now we're going to call women's action because, well, they're women. So, Sasha Banks versus Emma in a pretty high-quality match. So they fight, and they fight, and they fight. But Sasha wins. And according to this, she causes Emma to submit to her in the middle of the ring. Pretty good, I have to say. Immediately after that, there's an interview with Sasha, and she's like, "Charlotte, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after your title." Alright, next up is our main event of the night. Seth Rollins versus Alberto Del Rio. I'm sorry, I did say I'd never do that again, but I just did. But the fight, it's a good fight. Lots of good stuff. Being thrown around, bang, slam, wham, suplex, kick. Hopefully Alberto Del Rio doesn't do that stupid thing where he like hangs someone up by the ropes and then stomps him. I mean, it's so dumb. The person has to hold on for Del Rio to stomp them. It's very, very dumb. Oh well. But it's a very good match. It gets a 4-star rating. We got a 4-star match on Raw, 90%. But what happens at the end is the real thing. Once Seth wins the match, Roman Reigns comes running out the chair. Whack! Holy crap! Bam! That's what you get. That's what you get, Seth. Poetic justice, motherfucker. Well, you can't say that in a PG show, or even a TV 14 show, but we can imagine he said that. And so that is the image that ends Raw for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we cracked 80%. Awesome. That is great. So, yeah. For me, the way I see it, hitting 80% is like getting an A on your test. So, we really did well. This is the card. So, take that in for what it is. And we're going to see what the notes are. Oh no, we have an incident. Let's see what that is. Oh no. Alberto Del Rio has suffered an injury. Oh crap, I hope that match didn't Okay, alright folks. Not to worry, he's only out for 1 month. Only out for 1 month, so he'll be back at the beginning of August, the way that things work. Okay, not so bad. Let's see what our mail says. Okay. I have to manually turn on these windows in the OBS, so that's why there's sometimes a delay. We got a very good rating for Raw. Randy Orton wants to work with Bubba Ray Dudley. Well, we have a notepad document to write those things down. Seth Rollins and Alberto Del Rio work very well together. I'm glad to hear that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing any more of that for a while because of Del Rio's back injury. But like I said, only a month. And it's always very good when you get feedback such as that. Sorry for the wacky mouse cursor. But yeah, that kind of feedback is always helpful because you know what pairings are going to be good in the future. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is now Tuesday, which means it is time for our other brand, SmackDown. So, SmackDown will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SmackDown. Tuesday Night SmackDown coming to you live from Boise, Idaho, wherever. Okay, tonight we have a special debut. Bum, 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 bum. It's Samoa Joe. Yes, that's right, the big Samoan machine. TNA for many years, also NXT. Is just coming up to the main roster now, and he's going right against Cesaro, and that's going to be a good one. And look at the match quality, 91%. It was a good match. That was a killer match. So they fight, and it's a very good, hard-hitting fight, but Samoa Joe takes the win. So congratulations to Samoa Joe. Alright, next up is Neville getting interviewed with his new manager, Titus O'Neil. Does it sound random? Sure, it probably does. But what the heck? I think it might work. So, Titus is teaching Neville how to be, the man, and that's what's going on. Alright, so after that interview, we have Neville taking on the very inspirational Bo Dallas. All right. The crowd should have cared a lot more than they did about this match because look at that match quality. But yes, Neville and Bo Dallas fighting for the Cruiserweight in the Cruiserweight tournament. I'm not sure if Bo Dallas in IRL is the right size for Cruiserweight, but in this game he is. So the two of them are fighting, going after him. But at the end, red arrow. Neville lands the red arrow. He wins. And Neville advances to face, let me check this. The winner of the match later on tonight. So keep this in mind. Neville's going to face the winner of whoever wins the later on match. All right. Next up, we have Kevin Owens once again annoying Shane McMahon. Kevin is like, hey, Shane, you said last week that this week you would have a competition between two newer guys to face the winner of the older guys, John Cena, from last week, right? And Shane's like, yes, that's what I said. And Kevin Owens is like, well, seeing that I am a newer guy, and I'm already a two-time Intercontinental Champion, somebody who's already beaten John Cena clean, and all the other stuff that I've done, because I'm Kevin Owens, I think I should get this spot, don't you think? And Shane's like, I've already got my match decided, Kevin. I'm going a different way. And Kevin gets really He gets really huffy and looks like he's about to attack Shane for a minute. But Shane's like, I can have you thrown out of the building if you attack me, right? So Kevin's just steaming, and then he just turns around and walks away. But he asks him, like, what match do you have planned? Well, guess what? We have AJ Styles versus the freshly debuting from NXT, Shinsuke Nakamura. Tell me you wouldn't love that. Tell me you wouldn't love to see that match. Oh my god, wouldn't that be good? That's the match that we are getting tonight in our main event. Alright, next up, we have a Cruiserweight Division match to face Neville's in the semifinal next week between Dolph Ziggler and the greatest man who ever lived, Austin Aries. And in my universe, he's coming out to the Weezer song. Because in my universe, Vince isn't so cheap, and they'll pay money for licensed tunes when they are needed. Okay, so they fight, and they fight, and they fight. They go on for a while. At the very end, though, Dolph Ziggler, who has been holding his own, and so is Austin Aries, he cheats to win. Oh my god. But no one saw it. No one saw it. But then after Dolph wins, he holds his hands out for a handshake. Austin Aries, unsure. But then he shakes his hand, and Dolph's like, "Yeah, welcome to the main roster, buddy." And everybody's kind of like, what just happened? But anyway, we move on to Jack Swagger and Zack Ryder hanging out backstage, talking about how everything's going and saying, man, we're good friends. We get along. We work together well in the ring. How about we form a team? How about we make Jack and Zack a regular thing? And the fans love it. Of course they do. Trust me. I've done this before in other saves. Zack and Jack is an amazing team. It will knock you down. Okay. And they both gained overness from this, so that's only can be said to be a good thing. Alright. So now we have a tag match between our reigning champions, the Club, versus the Lucha Dragons, which is a very good match. The crowd should care more. I still maintain this. So they fight and they go at it, but they fight for a while. But then there's a little bit of miscommunication between Kalisto and Sin Cara. It doesn't quite fit. So the Club win, and you have the two masked luchadors arguing a bit. So it's a little bit shaky between the two of them. It's a little bit questionable. And the Club standing strong as our champions. And now for our main event, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Tell me you wouldn't want to see this. King of Strong Style, Mr. AJ Styles with all his phenomenal forearms and the Styles Clash, which looks really like, have you ever seen a Styles Clash? If you mess that up, that's not good. You're not going to have a good day. So they fight, and it's great. But just when it looks like when Nakamura is about to win, a really pissed off Kevin Owens, holding his Money in the Bank briefcase, runs down the ramp, pissed off, so angry that Nakamura is stealing his spotlight, and just wham, hits a pop-up powerbomb on Nakamura, ducks out of the ring. AJ Styles, not sure what happened, but hey, he's a heel, so he's going to take advantage. So he pins him. 1, 2, 3. Nakamura has been defeated. So Kevin Owens joins in the ramp, and he and AJ are beating up Nakamura. When John Cena runs in, and the four of them get into this big brawl, which continues. Basically, Kevin Owens and Nakamura go one way, AJ and Cena go another. So Kevin and Shinsuke are fighting in the ring, and eventually Shinsuke, the King of Strong Style, lays out Kevin Owens, picks up his Money in the Bank, and just holds it over him, mocking him. Just holding, it's not a belt. But, you know, he's holding the briefcase above him, just mocking him like, ha 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 ha. So, good for you, Nakamura. And that's what you get, Kevin, for interrupting things when they're happening. But then, wham! John Cena and AJ Styles fight, and they fight, and they fight, and oh shit! AJ Styles used the AA on John Cena. Oh my god. Oh, and the crowd loses their mind. And AJ Styles got even more over than he already was. So ladies and gentlemen, that's our episode of SmackDown. 79%, which in my mind is like a B+. So, very good episode of SmackDown. We used all 11 segments. That's how it works, by the way. It has to be 8 segments long, but you can use as many as 11 if you need to. And yeah, very good show. Very happy. Let's see what kind of mail we get based on that. Okay. TNA gets a 1.93 for Impact. Good for them. But we got a 6.37 for SmackDown. Man, we crushed Impact. Not like anyone's surprised, obviously. I overuse Kevin. You can't use Kevin Owens at a show. What are you talking about? Ooh. This is good to know. I'll have to keep that in mind. Dolph Ziggler and Austin Aries working well together. Samoa Joe and Cesaro work well together. Yeah, that one I wouldn't have suspected, but right on. I dig it. I definitely dig it. All right. Now that that's done, let's continue on in the week. I'm sure that there are house shows and other things going on. Let's see. I'm checking mail. ROH Wednesday did better than Impact did on Tuesday. Gotta point that out. Right, Friday, no mail at all. Saturday, no mail at all. Sunday, what do we got? Anything interesting? Nope, not really. Except AAA is doing just as well as Ring of Honor with their show, even though there are only 457 people there. Well, who knows? Maybe they're going up. All right. And we've arrived at the next week. We are going to quickly check our mail to see what we got. Oh, no. WXWC4 Blast TV has been dropped by the local network. Oh, gosh. Okay. Mark Briscoe is working for Lucha. Let's show off some of these news items. Lucha. Oh man, a lot of people are. Abyss is going to Lucha. Lucha Lost Cause. I still need to watch Lucha Underground. All right. People are, because on Sundays a lot of people have shows, so you know, big deal. 62, 63 people. Death Before Dishonors. 934 people. Youth Gone Wild. Also an excellent Skid Row song. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the next week, and that brings us to the end of this episode. So I want to know what you think. What do you think about my booking decisions? What do you think about the things that I'm setting up? Is there anybody that you would like to see receive a push? Is there anything you would like to suggest in terms of a match you'd like to see, a storyline you'd like to see, an independent worker you'd like to see me hire? Please tell me these things. So, I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and join us next week when we have the final week leading up to our first pay-per-view.